you? Today, we are going to talk about designated speech. I am so excited to explain this because this is one of my favorite topics. I really like to communicate, and I say it to you a lot of times. The communication is part of my passion. And I like the education because I communicate something. Today, I'm going to teach you how to communicate an idea using an amazing tool that is that is a speech. I will show you a presentation about a speech, and I will leave you a video about two of my favorite speeches. One of them are old or a kind of old, and the other is a new speech. I will show you a social speech, and I will also show you a political speech. My favorites are, my favorite social leader is Martin Luther King Jr. I think he was amazing expressing his ideas. He used it in an amazing way, the speech. My favorite speech, obviously, is I Have a Dream. Is his best speech and the best speech in the world. I think it's amazing. But I will show you the last speech of Michelle Obama, like First Lady of the United States, that she talked about the social situations that the United States in the years that Barack Obama was president of the United States. She spoke about the woman's situation, about the situations in the school, about the immigrant situation, and I think it was amazing. I could say that her speech was better than Barack's speech, because Barack's speech was more for the politic situation, but she used all her tools to talk about the social situation, and I think it's amazing. I will leave you the both videos in the Google Classroom with this class. Then, well, let's start the class. I will show you the presentation that I made for you. Okay, this is Senator's speech. That is the evaluation of the Unit 8 rights and responsibilities. Let's talk about a speech. A speech means what the speaker says in front of the audience. In this case, you won't have an audience, but you will think that you have an audience. It is fully audience-oriented system. This tool is for an audience, something similar. For example, in the case of the political speeches, you are going to talk, or these leaders, we are going to talk to people that live in the same city, for example. They live the same reality in the city. Maybe they have different kind of lives, but they are going to talk about something that it's important to all the audience. In this case, this is your kind of audience, okay? Generally, the political leaders, the managers, the businessmen, or the workers' leaders use this system sometimes. This tool is amazing, but you will to use it carefully, because this could be amazing or could be a disaster. In this case, is normal, it's not so difficult, but in the real life, faces to an audience is complicated because the people is difficult to make happy, maybe, or to maintain happy. It's complicated, but let's continue. It can, this is the part that I was talking. It can build tension or it can relax tension. We have two kinds of consequences in a speech. We can create tension or we can relax tension. This system is practiced in public gathering, at companies' meetings, inauguration and seminars, and a lot of events. It needs to considerable skills, otherwise it is not effective. I think, and I'm sure, that you have these skills because we practice these skills in the parliamentary debate. So, a speech is a formal talk that a speaker addresses through a spoken language, words in front of the audience, gathered in a place to hear a message. This is important. In some of the cases, this audience is there to hear a message, and the audience wants to hear something. And if you don't say that they are going to hear, is complicated. You need to use so good this tool to create, to relax the people and don't create tension. Well, what is a senator? A senator is a person who works in the government. This sounds like this is a political speech, but this is not a political speech. I think the politicians have a lot of roles in their career, and the public service is one of my favorite roles in the politics. And I think you need to know that you are sent. You are not in this case thinking in politics situation, in political situation. You need to talk more about the public service. You will choose a topic or a problem in the city that I will give you, and you will make a speech about this problem. It's like Martin Luther King Jr. Speech. He talked about the situation of colored people in the United States. This was the topic in his speech. Well, let's continue. In the United States, senators are elected by voters to represent them in a state or federal senate. Each state in the United States elects 2 senators who serve 6-year terms in Washington, D.C., where they pass laws and vote on policies. That's it. A senator is a public servicer that create the laws in the United States. Okay, these are my tips to make a speech. Select your topic. This is important when you read about a city. You need to read about the city. You will select a topic. For example, I want to select education problems. Okay, cool. I researched about the topic in my city and I started to write my speech. In this case, my recommendation is that you use quotes from recognized people. Remember that the feelings are an important part of the people, and you need to connect with their feelings. And the most important way, no, and the best way, yes, the best way to connect with these people is present the people that they could recognize. You can connect with them and they are going to pay attention. Be specific. Please, this is so important. You need to be specific. Don't say a lot of words that doesn't have sense. The people wants to listen something, and these something could say in a specific sentence. You won't do, hi, my name is Maria Virginia Brusco, and my topic is the education, and the education is horrible in my city. Thank you. No, okay? The short sentences is about a lot of topics or a lot of situations, but you can say easy. Don't complicate the words and the sentences. This makes that the people lose their attention. Use short sentences and speak fluently. This last recommendation is important because this demonstrates that you are secure with your ideas. And that's it. It's so easy. I promise you. I promise you. And it's important that you understand that you have the tools, because we talk about this in the parliamentary debate. Well, kids, this is all for today. It's a pleasure to me talk about this with you, and see you in the next class. Goodbye.